Hey guys, welcome back to the Webb's Water Garden Warehouse. And today, which by the way, did you know if we changed the website to www.webbswatergardenwarehouse, I think that the phonetics would work a lot better. Run that up the flagpole for me.
We gotta see
they don't take any of my suggestions seriously here anymore ever since I tried to change the name of the show.
Yeah.
The
Pond Pals.
The Pond Pals. I thought the Pond Pals was going to be a hit. The whole community didn't like it. There was riots out in front of Webb's.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so let's talk about fall. Fall's coming up. It's always around the corner. What are, here's my favorite thing. What can you do before the leaves even fall?
Yeah.
What's the best thing to do to avoid that? And also, let's consider this. Besides the random warm day, you've gotten everything you need out of your pond this season in terms of the aesthetic, the enjoyment.
Yeah.
What's the best thing to do before the leaves actually start hitting the ground?
We're gonna wanna pull out plants. If they're hardy, cut them back. If they're tropical, bring them indoors before the first freeze. You can start introducing cold weather bacteria to help start breaking down the accumulation that has occurred throughout the season.
You know what else I like is to just kind of, this probably isn't your first season with the pond, right? You have some accrued knowledge and you know which trees are gonna be the problem, which trees are gonna create all the waste. And you can make the logical choice to just net it up before it actually starts to get gross. Before the actual leaves start to fall off the tree, if you know this is kind of your last days enjoying the pond, feel free to net it up. Also, dome netting is really cool, and it'll stop the leaves from falling into the pond itself and letting those tannins release.
Highly recommend netting the pond regardless.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna end up getting a net and skimming them out anyway.
Yeah, and really, to what degree?
Yeah.
Also, let's be honest. Are you gonna have a better time putting a net around the pond when it's, freezing or when it's still the very end of summer?
Yeah, be proactive.
Be proactive, because here's the issue. Anything that gets into that pond, anything that gets by your net, that's gonna turn into just bio waste, right? So that's going to create a muck and a grossness on the bottom of your pond.
Yeah.
We actually just did a Q&A, I think it might've just been the last one, on when that gets wildly out of hand, you have to do a full water change. Our goal here in fall is to avoid that in spring.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between the bacteria that we use normally and then the bacteria coming into fall?
Yeah, the stuff we're using in the summer is mainly a nitrifying bacteria, and that pretty much wakes up and is dormant around 50, 55 water temperature. Once it dips below that, we can use some other enzymes to help basically sustain biological activity during the winter. So things are going to get through the net if you keep it up all winter. Once you take the net down, things are still going to enter the pond. So we want to make life a lot easier in the spring by sustaining some level of biological activity to basically break down that debris.
And here's a couple other things. So there's some pieces of equipment that need a little bit more attention or need to be removed completely for winter. One of which that we've touched on recently in this series is the UV protector, or the UV clarifier rather.
Right.
So a lot of that, there's a lot of glass parts in those, so you need to remove those and bring them inside, or certain models actually have different parts that need to be fitted on top of them to protect them as you go towards the winter.
Right.
Mind you, we're not talking about what happens when you get to the winter, but we are talking about things that can be done proactively. If you know it's about to be the cold season, you probably want to start bringing some of the things that can be brought in, like he said in the beginning, plants. If you plan for that, then you can actually put them in some place you can enjoy. There's no reason to just rush them into your heated garage and let them live there where nobody's going to see them with a creepy UV light in there.
Yeah, the tropicals bring inside, treat them like regular houseplants.
Yeah.
Keep the soil wet. Obviously, anything hardy, you don't have to do that to that extent. Just cut them back, leave them in the pond. Below the freeze line, they'll come back next year.
So besides just the aesthetic and saving ourselves the workload, there's also the fish, which are the focal point of most backyard ponds. So changing their food in a calculated way is going to do a couple things. One, you already have it there, like you're already going to have it. You know that this is coming, so buy your food in advance for the fall. And tell us a little bit about what you need to do in terms of changing their eating habits and what the different food means for them.
Yeah, summertime, high protein, high growth food. They burn it off a lot easier. Come fall prior to winter, we're going to transition to a lesser protein, higher carbohydrate-based food, and we also often call it just wheat germ food. This will actually build fat reserves on the fish. They won't digest it as quick as high protein. So that's what you want to kind of feed them to kind of build the fat, because we're not feeding them in the winter at all.
Right. And we have a lot of information out there on feeding habits and what to give them. We also have all of the specialized food for different seasons. And let's just lead that into it. Like, what are a couple things that people should keep on the shelves and in their shed or what have you for the fall?
Handled fish net, leaf netting, wheat germ food, cold weather bacteria.
And I'm also
Thermometer.
yeah, damn it. That's my go-to.
I beat you.
Yeah. All right. Until next time, guys, take care and enjoy your pond.